Okay, now I just want to ask again, all of you have the photograph, right? The reference photograph, isn't it? Okay,
Sir,
everybody has. And Solomon.
sir, last classல நீங்க இது laughing face வரையலாம்னு சொன்னீங்களே சார். இப்போ still life
Yeah,
காமிச்சிங்களே சார்.
இல்ல laughing face என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா, I made a laughing face for another batch, 17, batch 17. I will post the link to you. Huh?
Oh,
We can use that. Okay, because we just have 4 more classes. We just have 4 more classes, and the portrait will take at least 3 classes. Okay, so we won't have any time to talk, or we won't have any time to clear any doubts that we have regarding other things, you know. So, 23rd, we are not having classes because examination is there. Huh? So, classes will be just gone like that. So,
சார் நீங்க மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க சார்.
oh, okay, sorry. Okay. So one side is slightly rough and the other side is slightly smooth. I have the rough side on top. Slightly rough, not very rough. See about mm, about whatever I was saying something else. Okay. So about the laughing face, I've done a video with somebody else. For the 17th batch, I've done a video. So I will post that to you, post that link, your YouTube link. You can see that. We just have 4 more classes. After 4 more classes, we don't have any classes. So if we want to talk about something and all, we have to use these 4 classes. So I would prefer that we if we do the portrait, it will take more than 2 classes. It will take 3 classes or so. Huh? So we will try to. So you can check with the video. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the pot come here, the jug come here, and the jug comes up to that. Okay, the table comes up to that. I'm going to have, I'm trying to do the, the classical way of doing this is do as little as possible. Huh? So if, say, it comes up to that, the handle comes up to that, means it'll be here. Huh? Okay, so that will be the center line. I'm going to have the center line very light. You can see the marking, but the center line, I don't think you can see, right? You're not able to see the center line. So let the pot come up to, if that's the center line, let the pot come up to that. It's not in the center. Let the pot come up to that. Let the orange be here. Okay. The orange is here. And the pot comes slightly out. Okay. So let me do the. See, as far as accuracy is concerned, we have to see, like I'm time bound, huh? Maybe you are not time bound, but I am time bound. So when I'm time bound, I have to see that I finish my work within the given time. I should not go beyond that, huh? I'm going to shift it a little bit, so I'm going to take it higher and shift it a little bit. You can see the drawing, right? You can see the drawing. This has to be curved. Huh? This has to be curved. Be careful about that. That has to be curved. Okay, so let it be symmetrical. This is going to be hidden here. It comes slightly above the orange. It comes out up to that. Okay, slightly above the orange. Um, and this is also slightly above the bottom of the orange. Okay. If that is the center, we'll keep that as the center. That will be the center. Okay, so this goes like that. And we know like when we do the elliptical shape, we will go like that. Huh? We won't go to the. We won't have all of them on the same level. Huh? So one is lower, maybe a smaller fruit. This is a slightly bigger fruit. There is one more fruit here. Okay, there is one more fruit here and one standing on top. Okay, now there is one line here which is also slightly curved. And this is enamel, but very, very, very good quality enamel. Uh, Nowadays, we don't get to see enamel much. Uh, you must have seen my enamel plate, right? For watercolor mixing, I use an enamel plate, right? Mm, Okay. Now I think we got everything. Huh? This is also slightly rounded off. Huh? Slightly curved. ಯಾರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕವ ಏದೆ the background I'm going to leave for now. I'm not going to do much with the background, but I'm going to the foreground. Mm, I've told you that it's always best to reserve some parts of the uh, paper uncovered. Huh? If we cover the complete paper, then the next layer will not have space to get inside. It has to stick onto the paper, right? The pastel has to stick onto the paper. That won't have space for that. So we have to sort of leave some space for the paper to get inside. Um, Let me see if this is darker. Uh, I think I'll have to give a little bit of blue and a brown to get the right combination. Let me do the blue here. Okay, that's too much blue. Huh? Um, you remember the story art is in concealing art, right? Right, where I used to be talking about that all the time. Art is in concealing art. What does it mean? It just means that we don't let people know what we are actually doing, what we have actually done. நம்மள ப்ரொமோஷனா அந்த நம்பரை எடுத்து பிளாக் பண்ணிருக்கல. We'll come to this later. We'll come to that part later. Mm, I'm trying to be as economical as possible. Like do as little as possible to get the effect. Let's see how possible that is. Hmm, Now I have to go to a blue. Let me see what this blue looks like. There is a lot of detail. There is lot and lot of detail. The reflection here, the reflection there, and so on and so forth. I am not going to do that. Huh? We can choose what to do, we can choose what not to do. So here I'm going to sort of, okay, I think that works. If that works, then I can do the blue here. Okay, and okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to do a blue and then a brown so that it becomes a darker brown. Okay, you know, like that's exactly what we do, right? See, there is a light out here. There is a light. And we have to show the light, a reflected light, or rather a reflection, not a reflected light, but a reflection out here, which is very clearly seen. Huh? We can't leave that to be sort of vaguely visible. It has to be clearly visible. Okay, so if there's any question that you want to ask, you can always ask. Huh? This part is very dark. It goes and merges like that. Huh? It goes and merges like that, and the background is slightly dark out here. Huh? That I will have to manage in a way that doesn't disturb the darkness of the handle nor the darkness of the uh, jug. Huh? But the background has to be darker. Hmm? But I'm not going to make it very dark. Okay, so we get it like that, so that many artists who do pastels, especially those who do pastels, somehow make the painting look like oil painting. You know what I mean. It'll be they'll apply the pastel heavily onto the paper, and it won't look light. Not a good idea. Like it has to look like art to start with. It should not look like. It has to look like oil pastel, right? It should not look like. Uh, okay, I have to get to brown out there. Let me get to brown later. The reflection of the tablecloth is seen here. Okay, so I have to get that here. Though I'm not going in for lot of detail, I have to give some detail, like some resemblance of a study. This is what we call as a study. Like layout is where we place what, right? Yeah, you know what a layout is. Layout is where which element we place where. There are so many elements here, uh, and I'm going to place this element here, that element there, and so on and so forth. Is layout. Huh? Uh, okay, so that comes up to that. Hmm? Hmm. You can see how it works. Huh? How we use our material to explain what we are seeing. We are doing what we are seeing, right? So, how do we explain that? Is our painting. Huh? So, try to explain it with as little strain, like the strain that we have. Uh, See, some of the songs that we listen to uh, in the movie songs that we listen to, those are not at all easy songs. Like the way it has to go. Uh, when the singers are singing, when we sing, when we had to go to a high, very high note. Mavaliya Koramaga Pansilu me. Then if I go like that, you can see that I'm straining myself. Hmm? But when an expert sings, you can't see that the expert is straining. That is the beauty of an expert and the amateur singers difference. Hmm? Uh, Likewise, when we are doing an artwork, we should not show the strain. Huh? And you try to show as if you haven't done much on the paper. You have just applied a little bit of color here and a little bit of color there, and the painting has come out well. That is the feeling that has to come out of your work. Okay, so that has come up to that. Now let me go and do a little bit of. Okay. See why did I choose this? Now I chose this, right? Okay, so I know why I chose that. Why did I choose this? I chose this because there is the composition looks very simple. Hmm? So one vertical, horizontal. There are circles. There is a semicircle. There are many curves. There is a triangle. Yeah. So that is a very simple composition. So that composition. Then I go into the composition and I notice there is so much that is being said. Okay, there are, like it doesn't look like very colorful drawing at all, you know. Yeah, it looks very simple color, like no colors. Yeah, very simple. No, it's not true. See how many colors I'm using. Huh? I have to use all these colors to get the effect that I want. Okay, isn't it? Huh? So it's not a very simple artwork as far as color is concerned. Huh? There is so much more to be done. Okay, there is so much color, but it doesn't show. So I have to show so much color, but it should not show that I have used a lot of color. Hmm? That is the trick. But let the paper show. That is very important. Let the paper show. Don't cover the paper completely. As far as pastel is concerned, the beauty of pastel painting is now like old masters who did, we know Edgar Degas, 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 Degas is his spelling, but his name is Edgar Degas. Okay, so Degas' work, if you see, it is very, very covered. Huh? He was not interested, he didn't like oils. He was allergic to oils or something like that. There were other artists who were allergic to oil, still they did oil and then had a lot of problem. But he didn't want to get into that, so he started using pastels, dry pastels. He started making his own dry pastels, and he would go to companies. Now, most of the companies were in Paris, in France at least, close by. So he would go to those places and ask them to make the colors for him. And many of the colors he made himself, so on and so forth. Um, so he used pastel like oil painting. Okay, but he used dry pastel. Okay, but the good pastel studies, these are mostly used for studies. As you see, leave the paper color. It's generally done on tinted sheet. Are you guys following what I'm saying?
So,
Okay, so yeah, fine. Because if you have any doubts, and if you don't follow what I'm saying, you can always ask. Because this is very important for you to understand. Uh, I thought I won't do anything to the background, but it is asking for a lot. It is asking for a lot. See how I am transforming the background to another color. Yeah, but still the background is showing a lot, isn't it? The background is showing a lot. That is how you do it. Actually, I'm not pressing the pastel. I'm just letting it go like that. The weight of my thumb is not pressing, but it's falling on the pastel. Can you see the pastel is moving like that? When I move, it moves like that. I'm just holding it like that. I hold it slightly tighter when I want it to be darker in a certain place. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, okay, I'll have to go to the orange. Leave the highlight area. Leave the highlight area. I have to go to the dark brown. I have to go to the dark brown. Not very dark. Let me just see what this looks like. Okay, I think that's fine. There'll be reflected light. Very carefully, you have to leave the reflected light when you're doing this. Above, it won't have reflected light. So above, it can go like that, but below, it has to have reflected light. And each segment has to be in the சுளை. சுளை வந்து லேசா தெரியணும். இதோட கொஞ்சம் டார்க்கர் டோன் ஒன்று பிளாக் வேண்டாம். இதோட கொஞ்சம் டார்க்கர் டோன் ஒன்று இங்கே இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ எங்கே போச்சுன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. சரி, நான் வந்து இங்கே இதுக்கு போயிடுறேன். The jug, dark area, the shadow area is not blue. I just gave blue so that when I give the brown, it won't look brownish, but instead it will look like a shadow. Okay. See, I have to go around that light area like that, but I won't let it stay like that. I will sort of merge it to get the drawing of the brown, dark brown out of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? விளங்குதாமா என்ன சொல்றேன்னு? You have to, அந்த இடத்துல பேப்பர் மடிஞ்சிருக்கு. The paper is crushed there, so it looks very funny. I just wanted to know how many people are there in the class today. Six, just three people are there. What?
Six are there.
Huh?
6 people are there, sir.
So no, three. Mine is two. IS, ISS. Oh, there are one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Oh, six others. Okay, fine. At least that. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to apply a little bit of brown here and there. Why did I want to know how many people are there? I don't remember. Anyway, see how light you have to handle the pastels. You can't hold it tight. That area got a lot of color. huh? Sometimes when that happens by mistake, that was a complete mistake. That part of the paper had a rough edge, I think. So it became suddenly dark. That became suddenly dark. I couldn't control it. I don't know if I'm going to do the leaves there. There are some leaves there, na? I don't know if I'm going to do the leaves because I don't want it to be too much. எவ்வளோ நேரம் ஆயிருக்கியா? 1 hour. It has become 1 hour. We have taken 1 hour to do this. I think that's not bad. Hmm? Okay. Now I'm going to go to orange. Let me go to the orange. Let me attack the orange first before I go to any other place. Huh? I'm going to a lighter orange. A little bit of blending is necessary, but I won't do the blending by pressing it, but I'll do the blending by going on the surface. Hmm? Now I want a dark brown, which is not there. So I'm going to take, okay, that much there. Huh? Let me go to this place. And where is the orange? See, the brown and orange are mixing. Can you see that? That's the way I get a darker orange. I just have 24 colors, but I need about 200 colors here, right? Isn't it? We need a lot of color here. No, maybe not 200 colors, but no, that was an exaggeration. But hey guys, do you understand what I'm talking about or just sitting like that? விளங்குதாம்மா என்ன சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன்னு விளங்குதா உங்களுக்கு இல்லையா விளங்குது
Yes, sir, we can understand.
ஓகே ஃபைன்
So can you take a picture also because it's
yeah oh,
getting
yeah yeah
getting
yeah
off
yeah
focus, so we're not able to see.
okay okay என்னம்மா you're not able to see why
When you're blending it, we're not able to see because
oh
it's
okay okay
getting up.
okay
Yeah.
okay 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 I'll just take a photograph mm, I have to keep it there to take a photograph huh? I can't keep it just see good enough na yeah okay keep telling me whenever you want a photograph to be taken immediately tell me I'll stop and take a photograph huh? Okay, now what do I have to do? I have to take the orange. We'll check. We'll try to do something to the ground. Huh? We have to be very careful when we do something to the ground because the too much of pressure on the ground will make it look pasty. That's one reason I don't like oil pastel. It becomes pasty very easily. Pasty in the sense it will be like uh, as if you have taken some very clay like thing and applied on top. That's not exactly what we want to happen to the painting, right? We'll see what we can do to get it relieved. Huh? How to bring it out, we'll have to plan very carefully and do it very slowly. Now, we can't be in a hurry to get things done because one mistake And there are ways of recovering it, and I can actually draw small lines on top and get things done. Okay, so we have come up to this. Now what do I do? Um, I have to go to this area and do a little bit of brown and is this the darker brown? Yes. And that will go in the framing, but I can't help. Okay, let me make it slightly smaller. I think I won't frame this. I'll just leave it as it is. See, these are the details that made me choose this picture. There are some details which are very, very interesting. That's the reason why I chose this picture. Huh? I have to get that done. Without that, I won't have the satisfaction of doing this painting. Right? Ilya, do you understand what I mean? Uh, so the color distribution, unity. Huh? For color distribution, we do a brown and then a blue, or we do a blue and then a brown. Okay, so that has to be there to get the unity done. Okay, so always remember, there has to be blending of colors to create a unity. The lace, I'm going to do the lace a little bit, not much, just a little bit. I'm going to do the lace. And when I do the lace, it has to have dimension. Okay, I have to give the dimension now. Okay. Do you think we have to do the pot more? என்ன ஐயர் சார் இருக்கிற போயிட்டாரா?
எதுக்குண்ணே?
இது அந்த போல இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டார்க் ஆகணுமா, இப்படியே விட்டுறலாமையா? ஹைலைட் வச்சுட்டு தான் தெரியும்ன்றியோ?
இந்த பவுலா?
ஏன்னா அது போல் வந்து ஷேப் வந்துருச்சு இல்லையா? ஷேப் வந்துருச்சு, அந்த லைட் அண்ட் ஷேடும் கரெக்டா வந்துருச்சு. Now if we make it any darker, then we'll have to make everything dark இல்லையா? அப்ப டிஃபிகல்ட்டா தான் இருக்கும். எல்லாமே ஒரு மாதிரி டிஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிட்டே போய்கிட்டே இருக்கும். அதனால அப்படியே நிறுத்திக்கலாமான்னு பாக்குறேன். அந்த இத போல நிறுத்திக்கலாமான்னு பாக்குறேன். Okay, we're almost there. Now I'm going to go to the yellow. Do you understand that the colors have to be built up as the painting is asking? It asks for, okay, put some color here, put some lighter tone here, put some darker tone here. It asks for it. Huh? You keep looking for what it is asking. That is the important aspect of understanding what we have to do. Okay? Okay, now I have to take a. Okay. Now I have a lot of blending to do. Okay. I'm not going to make the pattern very clear. Okay. I'm just going to show that this is lace. That light and shade that we did earlier doesn't show now, right? But without that, whatever I'm doing is going to look very flat. I won't know where to keep the highlight. I won't know where to do what without that shading. That shading is very, very important. Okay. Hmm. Now we are going to the white. I wish there was one more. I wish there was at least 36 colors. There are only 24 colors. Okay. Hmm. I think I'll start with this because there is no color here. Okay. So because there is no color here, my my pastel will not get dirty very easily. So I'll start from here. You have to be very careful about what you are doing, what you're trying to express. This is just a stitching, okay? But this stitching is what is going to keep the lace work alive. Okay. Does it make sense? Is it looking like lace? Please, somebody. என்ன எஃபெக்ட் எப்படியா இருக்கு? சரியா வரலையா? வருதா வரலையா?
சார் நல்லா இருக்கு சார்.
நல்லா தான் வருதா? ஓகே.
நல்லா இருக்கு சார்.
Usual oil pastel, generally oil pastel is not handled like this, இல்லையா? போட்டு அப்படியே வச்சு அப்படியே ஒளு 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 ஒளுன்னு தேய்ச்சிருவாங்க. ஆ, சரி. இப்ப நான் வந்து என்ன செய்ய போறேன்னா, I'm going to give it a light touch and then come to the highlight. I'm not going to give the highlight straight. And this pressure and the earlier pressure are different. Huh? This I am allowing the color to fall on the paper. Huh? And this is blending almost. Huh? This is a light, meaning not the heavier highlight. This is the heavy highlight. Huh? Okay, that's a heavy highlight. Okay. Now with that we can make some of this lighter, but we will do that later. I'm just showing that we can do some of this lighter if we want. Huh? That we can do later. Like that, we give it more dimension. Hmm? Uh, okay, we'll let it like that. Now, uh, before going to that, I'll go here. The highlight is going to come here, so I can start from here and keep going like that. And I'll have to turn it like that. Remember, we have to turn it like that and make that lighter out there. Huh? Okay. So now I go from here like that. I hope my line is okay. I turn it like that. Huh? Now the highlight is here. I given the highlight. Okay. It's slightly bent, but can't help. A highlight. Huh? The reflected color. Okay. Okay. We'll leave it at that. And there's a highlight here. There's a slight light there. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. We will come to this. It's slightly crooked there. That looks very odd. I'm trying to correct that. I hope I don't make big mistakes. We should put the leaves or we leave it. We'll put the leaves, no? Very, very simple. Very simple. We won't make it very complicated. Okay, and what we do is we give it a shadow. We give it a shadow and the whole thing sits. Okay, so that is a leaf. Should we make it browner? Okay, and one more leaf here. Hmm? Okay, now this shadow will be blue. Oh, that's not blue, that's violet. சரியா போதுமா? Hmm? Or should we do more?
போதும் சார்.
போதும் இல்ல, உட்காந்துருச்சு. The picture is sitting. Okay. Any questions? நம்ம கேட்க வேண்டி இருக்கிறதா?
சார்
ஆ,
சார் நாங்க ஃப்ரைடே மார்னிங் வர சொல்லிருக்கீங்கல்ல சார், வரும்போது
ஆம்.
சப்மிட் பண்ண வேண்டிய ஐட்டம்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொண்டு வந்துட்டோமா இல்லைன்னா நெக்ஸ்ட் டேவே கொண்டு வரட்டுமா சார் ப்ராக்டிகல் எக்ஸாம்?
பிராக்டிக்கல் அப்பதான் வைவா வச்சிருக்காங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார்.
இது கேட்டிங்களா?
இல்ல சார் கேக்கல. ஆனா வந்து சண்முக பிரியா கேட்கும்போது அப்படிதான் சொன்னாங்களாம் சார்.
யூஸ்வலா பிராக்டிக்கல் அப்பதான் வைவா வைப்பாங்க. ஏன்னா தியரி அப்போ வைவா வைக்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா எப்படி கூப்பிடுறது இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார்.
அதனால அப்ப தியரி அப்போ வைவா வைக்க மாட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வர்றப்ப ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா ப்ராக்டிக்கல் அப்பதான் வைபா வருதுன்னா நீங்க வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் டே தான் இல்லையா?
ஆமா சார்.
அப்ப நெக்ஸ்ட் டே நீங்க எடுத்துட்டு வந்துட்டீங்கன்னா போதும்.
சோ இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே வந்து ஒன்லி தியரி எக்ஸாம்க்கு மட்டும் ப்ரிப்பேர் ஆவா போதுமா சார்?
இப்ப என்னன்னா நான் என்ன சொன்னாலும் அப்படியே வந்து எடுத்துக்கக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு எனக்கு வந்து கிளியரா தெரிஞ்சிச்சுன்னா தான் நான் சொல்லணும் இல்லையா? இது என்னன்னா இப்ப இவங்க என்ன செஞ்சு வச்சிருக்காங்க, என்னது ஒரு கலரை காணும், இவங்க என்ன செஞ்சு வச்சிருக்காங்கன்றது எனக்கு வந்து சந்தேகமா இருக்கு.
இல்ல ஆக்சுவலா அதுல கிளியரா போட்டுருக்காங்கம்மா. அப்புறம் என்ன மாட்டாங்க, தியரி எக்ஸாம் வந்து ஆஃப்டர்நூன் போட்டிருக்காங்க. அதுல கிளீனா ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஒர்க், சப்மிஷன் எல்லாமே அடுத்த நாள் கொண்டு வர சொல்லி தான் போட்டிருக்காங்களே.
அப்படியே போட்டிருக்காங்களா?
அடுத்த நாள் பிராக்டிகல் போதுதான் நீங்க சப்மிஷன்ஸ், ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே எடுத்துட்டு வரணும். அப்படியே கிளியரா போட்டிருக்காங்களே. தியரி எக்ஸாம் அன்னைக்கு நீங்க வந்து எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு ஒரு பேனா மட்டும் எடுத்துட்டு போகணும். பேனா, கலர் பென்சில்ஸ். ஏன்னா தியரி எழுதும் பொழுதே அந்த டிராயிங் எல்லாம் நீங்க
போடுவீங்க இல்லையா? கலர் வீல் போட வேண்டி வரலாம்.
ஸ்கேல் எடுத்துட்டு போங்க. அவ்வளவுதான். அது அன்னைக்கு அப்படியே நான் ஒண்ணு என்ன பண்ண போறாங்க, என்ன ஜெயில போட்ட போறாங்க. அன்னைக்கு கொண்டு வரணும்னா அடுத்த நாள் கொண்டு வரணும். அடுத்த நாள் எக்ஸாம் பிராக்டிகல் இருக்குல்ல, வாய்ப்பா அன்னைக்கு கிடையாது. தேரி தான் அத்தனை பேருக்கு தேரி 3 மணி நேரம் தேரி எக்ஸாம் மட்டும்தான் அன்னைக்கு
தேரி மாத்திரம் தான் நடக்க முடியும். அதனால அதை பத்தி
வேற எதுவும் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. அடுத்த நாள் வந்து எல்லாமே போட்டிருக்காங்க கிளியரா, எல்லாம் கொண்டு வர சொல்லி. தியரி எக்ஸாம் போது நீங்க பேனா, பென்சில், கலர் பென்சில்ஸ், ஸ்கேலு அதெல்லாம் எடுத்துட்டு போங்க. நிறைய டிராயிங்ஸ் போடுங்க. தியரினா ஒன்லி ரைட்டிங் நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க. அதுல எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் தேவைப்படுமோ டிராயிங்ஸும் போடுங்க, நல்லா இருக்கும்.
ஆமா, டிராயிங்ஸ் எவ்வளவுக்குள்ள போறீங்களோ அவ்வளோ மார்க்ஸ் நிறைய வரும். ஈஸியா மார்க்ஸ் ஸ்கோர் பண்றது, டிராயிங் போட்டீங்கன்னா ஈஸியா மார்க்ஸ் ஸ்கோர்
பாக்குறதுக்கு அவங்களுக்கு இந்த சப்ஜெக்ட நீங்க புரிஞ்சிருக்கீங்களா, இந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கான்னு பாப்பாங்க. அதை நீங்க எழுத்துலயும் டிராயிங்லயும் காட்டிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னாக்கா அவங்களுக்கு சந்தோஷமாயிடும். ஓகே, இவங்க படிச்சிருக்காங்க, இவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு, அதானே.
சரி, எப்படி இருந்தாலும் நம்ம வந்து அதுக்கு முந்தின நாள் உட்கார்ந்து பேச போறோம். நம்ம அதுக்கு முந்தின நாளும் உட்கார்ந்து பேச போறோம் இல்லையா?
அன்னைக்கு காலையில தான்,
காலையில உட்கார்ந்து பேச போறோம் நம்ம. அதனால வந்து அங்கேயும் வந்து நீங்க வந்து கிளாரிஃபை பண்றது பண்ணிக்கலாம். சரி, அதனால ஒன்றும் பெரிய ஒரு இஷ்யூ ஒன்றும் கிடையாது இதுல எதுவும். சரியா? நம்ம 24ஆம் தேதி காலையில மீட் பண்ணுவோம். அதாவது அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டி எக்ஸாம் எழுதுறவங்க. மீதி ஆட்கள் வந்து நமக்கு வந்து இன்னும் ஒரு 4 நாள் நமக்கு கிளாஸ் இருக்கு. 4 நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு 2 நாள்ல வந்து ஒரு நாள் வந்து ரகுராம் சார் வந்து நமக்கு ஒரு என்ன செய்யலாம், அடுத்து என்ன செய்யலாம், அதை அப்படி இப்படின்லாம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம் நம்ம. சரியா? வேற எதுவும் கேள்விகள் இருக்கா?
இல்ல சார்.
சரி. இப்ப இதெல்லாம் நான் கையெழுத்து வேற போடணுமோ? அது ஒரு வேலை இருக்குல்ல. இன்னைக்கு டேட் வந்து 21 இல்ல? சரி. வேற எதுவும் விஷயங்கள் இருக்கா? இன்னைக்கு க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறோமா? Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or shall we just close for today?
ஓகே சார், முடிச்சிட்டோம்னா க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார்.
Okay, I'll send the photograph of this. சரிதான் ஆயிரேன்.
முடிஞ்சிருச்சு, கம்ப்ளீட் ஆயிடுச்சு.
கம்ப்ளீட் ஆயிடுச்சு.
ஆமா. அதான் அவங்களுக்கு ஒன்றும் டவுட்ஸ் இல்ல, எதுவும் வேற எதுவும்
Doubts இல்ல. எதுவும் இல்ல. Okay. Okay then. I will close my recording first and